Hello and welcome. I am Zerbraxi. A lot of people have been asking me my opinions on the state of the game in Classic or about updates that do occur. While I never really planned on making a video quite like this or content in general like this, I figured, what the heck, why not? People are asking about it, let's give it a go. So please allow me to spew my nonsense opinions on relatively recent events. Let's go. On a fateful 420 in the year of 2021, the North American servers were graced with patch 1.13.7. This wasn't just routine maintenance, mind you, but instead an 8-hour window, and with it came big adjustments. The significance of this patch can't be understated, since this is when Blizzard has definitely gone full on #some changes, not only for Burning Crusade Classic, but also to Classic WoW. Many players have taken issue with certain aspects of vanilla WoW, and it would seem that Blizzard might agree with some of those problems and that they should be addressed. I'm still a bit surprised, actually, that Blizzard ended up going this route, and we'll get into that in just a moment, but implementing substantial changes to Classic WoW is both against the original mantra of Blizzard and the players, but it also sets Classic WoW up to possibly follow in the footsteps of something like old-school RuneScape. Despite whatever preconceived notions you may have, OSRS is consistently one of the most played MMOs every month, and competes directly with Classic World of Warcraft despite being released 6 years prior to Blizzard's own legacy project. The details, though, let's take a look at what patch 1.13.7 has in store for us. The buff system has been adjusted slightly to function on a priority system similar to that of the debuff application. This will help to prevent really low priority buffs from overriding and removing high potential boons to your character. Long gone are the days where that one regrowth from your druid ends up being one buff too many and now your Dire Maul tribute buff is gone. I think it's safe to say that we can give this change a pretty warm welcome. On top of this, there has also been an adjustment to Mark of the Champion, Rune of the Dawn, and the Seal of the Dawn buffs. No longer are these counting towards the player buff limit, but instead are now classified as passive auras. Again, this just seems like a very nice quality of life change that prevents the player from the need to have to pray to some new divine deity every time there's a new buff applied to their bar. The buff and debuff limit were entirely technical limitations at the time, and while removing these caps entirely would cause some serious balance and tuning issues, it's welcoming to see Blizzard tweak some of the more egregious offenders. The change that I'm personally most excited to see, though, is the reduction of the batch window from 400 milliseconds to 10 milliseconds. Hallelujah, praise the Titans! Oh, I've been waiting for this. The fact that we can now finally go into the inventory and buy something from the vendor and it just shows up in our bags. It doesn't have to be some mathematical formula that, or some calculation that you got to do about where you are in the batch window and when the bag's going to come in. So did you click one too many times? Maybe one time's not enough? Did you over talent? We don't have to worry about that anymore. I mean, hashtag no changes? And no one cares anymore. I did a whole video about this change, so please feel free to click that up at the top right if you want some more specifics, but this is a very quick summation for the sake of this video. There's normally a hidden 400 ms latency window in the background that batches together your actions during that window and then executes them all with a certain level of priority at the very end. This doesn't just apply to spell and skill usage, by the way, but also things like entering talent points or the bane of my existence, buying items from the merchant. There's a pretty big argument that claims that the issues that players are having with the batch window isn't actually batching itself, but is instead Blizzard's server tick rate. I'm not confident this is actually the problem, as I've not ever seen any technical data to prove this point, but anyone who played Overwatch at launch can definitely attest that Blizzard is known for having some insanely low tick rate servers for their multiplayer games. All in all, this batch change is something that I'm so thankful for and will just make the game feel so much smoother. I know there are some interactions that are going to be lost, like two mages sheeping each other, but I don't think keeping those moments is worth the stupid levels of frustration that you feel everywhere else. Also, the Paladin seals are keeping a unique buffer to their batch window in order to keep seal twisting as a gameplay mechanic, which is kind of super cool. Huge props to Blizz on this change. The Heigen platform has been nerfed once again, so quit cheesing the fight. Is that really news? I'm like, is that worth reporting? There are a bunch of other small changes as well, such as guards now actually responding to the /salute and the /wave emotes, which that's kind of neat. The Brimstone Staff and the Rock Dalar animation bug is finally fixed after far too long. Summoned combat pets such as the Tentacle of Cthulhu, the Defender of the Timbermaw, and the Arcanite Dragonling now have a bit better AI, so they'll actually fight the mob you want instead of just taking a vacation to the Bahamas and going on cooldown. Shadow Oil and Frost Oil procs can now occur even when you're on the GCD, which is another one of those weird interactions that seemingly only existed as a technical limitation. This will make the game feel way smoother to play, though their power may be slightly increased now, I guess. Not sure how much of an impact this will actually have though. The big drop with this patch though is easily the introduction of the Chrono Boon Displacer in order to attempt to alleviate the world buff hate that is from so much of the player base. Complaints about the world buff meta has existed almost since the game was released, and the yelling has not stopped, not even a little. Introducing the Chrono Boon Displacer, which is available from Chromie and Andorol, and this little temporal doodad will allow you to store world buffs such as Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer, Spirit of Zandalar, Songflower Serenade, the Dire Maul buffs that you can use later. Essentially what you want to do is go out and get all your world buffs in your train like normal, pop the Displacer once you have them all, and you'll lose the buffs, but their duration and which ones you had will be snapshotted into the Chrono Boom Displacer item, which can be used again at a later time to grant you back the world buffs. Funny enough, this item is actually almost exactly like a recommendation that I had in my Fixing World Buffs video. I offered some other solutions as well, some of which I still think might be a little bit better, so if you're interested, feel free to check that out after this video. Now, before you go ahead thinking about how clever ways you're going to get with exploiting this item, well, I mean, yeah, you'll probably find a way. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But there is a pretty big caveat with the Displacer. Once you use this to snapshot your buffs, you will have a supercharged Chrono Boon Displacer in your inventory now. While the item is supercharged, you'll be unable to attain any other world buffs, so be careful. The item has a 1 hour cooldown, and then once used again as a supercharged item, it will be destroyed and you'll have to get another one from Chromie. I'm not entirely sure if this will have the impact that Blizzard is hoping for, and I can't say for certain that if this feels like the correct call to make on the player's behalf. It's still a bit too early to tell. However, the Chrono Boon Displacer definitely allows people to get their world buffs and not have to immediately log out of their main until raid time. That alone makes this change at least worth testing. Who knows, maybe Blizzard will revert this, but it's at least cool that they're trying to solve a problem in a new, unique way that a large amount of the player base has been shouting for quite some time. Hi there. Did you like the video? Then please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you thought the video sucked and you don't ever want to see more of these, hit that dislike button before YouTube gets rid of it. You're on the clock. Get going. So in all seriousness, if you did enjoy this style and you would like to see these more news, bitey, maybe quicker edited videos occasionally, let me know. I'd be interested in seeing how much people actually like these. Also, if you do want to come hang out on Twitch, please come watch me live stream over on twitch.tv/Zerbraxi, where we have a lot of fun and just a blast. People have been great. The community's been awesome, and we got cool stuff coming for you. We absolutely do. Also, if you do want to follow me over on Twitter, where I spout my other opinions on gaming and things as a whole, then please, twitter.com/Zerbraxi is where I can be. And also feel free to join the Discord. We've been having a lot of fun, so I don't want to waste any more of your time, but thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye! Troll Master Race has been the only real truth to the world for quite a while. Let's all just be honest with ourselves here. It's that and gnomes. It's that and gnomes. The thing with the gnomes, everyone hates them, but no one suspects them, and that's the place they want to be.